So now, function. I posted a video and I said I will start making videos under calculus, which is start with function, followed by differentiation and integration. So now I want to start with function. So now what is function? A function is a relationship between two variables such that to each value of the independent variables there is exactly one corresponding value of the dependent variable. That shows that what a function has to do with what? Has to do with two variables, which means what? The domain and the range. Now, I will not write the definition here. You will write it. I have already defined it, so you post it or you can save it and write it. So now, what I just want you to understand here is that in a function, now when you are given a function, let me see, you are given a function to be, sorry, f of x is equals to x squared. So now when you are given a function like this, so now they will give you a what? Then maybe for the question, they will give you domain. What do you mean by domain? When they say x is equals to 3 or x tends to 3. Now, when they write something like that, mean they mean what? The x that is here is what the value of a is 3. So now this value of x is what we call domain or domain, anyhow we call it. Now, you see that we have the value of what of x, which is 3. And now this value of x mean what? It mean the input is what we call the input in this function. So now the range will be the what? The value that you have, the calculation that we calculated and the value we got will be the range of this what? Of this function. So now we'll put it into the equation. So we'll have something like f of x is equals to, so now where there is x, we'll put 3 raised power of 2, which will be what? It will be 9. So our range is equals to what? Is equals to 9. So the range of this function is what? Is 9. So now what function is trying to tell you is the relationship between this input and what? And the output, which is what? The range, the domain and what? And the range. That's just what the definition of function is telling you. So now, after we have solved this question, we'll solve another question again to see how it goes. So now, let's solve another example. So have something like f of x is equals to y. This f of x also mean what? Also mean y. So now, in this f of x, you can say it, let me just use an example like let me say it, we are giving something like this, f of x is equals to, like now, 2x plus 1. Now, when you are given 2x plus 1, so now when you look at this, you will see that what? This place, this f of x can also be represented with y, x plus 1. So now I want to show you something. This one here is called constant. This x here is called variable. This x is called variable and is also what? Independent. It's also called independent variable. This x is independent variable because what? Because it's not depending on anyone, but this y is depending on x, because if you do not have the value of x, you cannot know what the value of y is. So now this y now will not be what? It will not be dependent. Have something like dependent variable. So now I'm already explaining many things here. So let me just explain the terms of this function for you so that you can understand it well. So have domain. I've already explained domain is what? is the numbers that you put for you to find the function. Maybe you can set, they give you a domain to be 3 or any number. So now domains are what? All real numbers. All real numbers. All real numbers, they are domain. We have number 2. So now you can also see something like codomain. Now, codomain is what? Is not actual number, but we are expecting that what? When we put this value of x into the equation, we are expecting that what? To have a range. So now this one is just an expectation. We are expecting that what? The value, the range will be a real number also. How real number. So this is what this codomain mean. It does not really mean the range. Understand? It does not really mean the range. It only mean what? We'll have a we'll have something, we'll have a number that is what? That is a real number when we put the value of 3. So now I want to show something. When they give you y is equals to x squared. Now, and they said the value of x is 2. X is equals to 2. So now when you put it, you have y is equals to 2 raised to the power of 2, which is y is equals to 4. So now this is a function. It's a function. But when you are given something like this, now this one will be plus or minus. So now when they give you, like they say the x is 4, so now say 2 y is plus or minus root 4 will be what? Y is equals to plus 2 or minus 2. So now you go when you look at this one, you see that this one is not a function because it does not give out one output, it give out 2 output. So this one is not a function. A function is what? Is it give out exactly one output. One input bring out one output. But anywhere you see one input bring out 2 outputs, it's not a function. Like this one now, it will give us plus or minus, so it's not a function. I've explained domain, which are all real numbers, codomain, which are all real numbers also. They are all real numbers. This one is the input, where this one is the expectation. The expectation of what will be the actual value. So now, and I've explained that when you see a number, one, that all natural numbers are constant. When you see x and y, they are variables. They are variable because they can represent any number. So you don't know what are the numbers. So 2 is a constant, but the x here is a variable, y also is a variable, and in this function, x is what? It's an independent variable where y is dependent variable. So now I want to explain some terms in function that you really need to know. So now let's go to, let me write number. These are also terms, but I've already explained them, so I don't need to write them out. We'll just jot them down to understand more better. So now let's go to another one, which we have. We have the image. Now, when you see something, they say a image. Image in what? In function. Image in function really mean what? Let me give an example. When they say f of x is equals to 2x plus 1, and they said x is equals to 3. So now where that is x, we'll put 3. So I have f of x is equals to 2 times 3. 2 times 3 plus 1. So I have f of x is equal to 6 plus 1, which will also give us 7. So now when you look at it, you'll see that what? That 7 is the image of 3. For this example now, you see that what? 7 is the image of 3. So that's the reason, that's what it means by what image in what in a function. When they say what is the image of this function, so this is how you solve, you understand what is the really image of the function.